To mark our early access anniversary, we wanted to ask as many of you as possible how we'd performed over the last 12 months. We launched the first ever player satisfaction survey, and you've sent us some very clear messages which I'll share with you now. To date, we've had an impressive 500 survey submissions, with participation split evenly between active community members and those who prefer to follow progress on a more casual basis. 9 out of 10 participants own Folktale. Here's what you've collectively told us through your answers and personal feedback. Hurry up. You're doing a great job in keeping us updated and being transparent. Patch more often. We want village building and RPG adventuring the most. Most of us want sandbox, but there's strong interest in a campaign-style storyline. Folktale has loads of potential and we have confidence that you'll deliver. Blog more than once a month, but don't compromise quality for quantity. And finally, overall, we're satisfied, but there are clear areas for improvement. Having marketed the game as Sandbox, this question wasn't so much about the sandbox answer, but how much interest exists for a more campaign-based experience similar to the tutorial. With 35% of you expressing a preference for campaign, it's worth us investing time into the encounters system, our primary means of introducing storyline into Sandbox. Multiplayer continues to languish in third place, echoing the sentiment of the December 2012 poll, that Folktale should be a single-player game. Short term, our focus is on village building and testing sieges ready for the patch 0.3 milestone. That echoes the leading answer. When grouped with economy management and RTS, we should be meeting the needs of 64% of the audience with patch 0.3. Our plan to then cross over to the RPG side of the game will ensure the needs of the remaining 35% are catered for. New environments, monsters, loot, heroes, levelling up, special abilities and quests will all be part of that. The community is fairly split on this. At least half have expressed an interest in creating and sharing worlds, and the easier we make it, the more community content is likely to be produced. 4 out of 10 are either unlikely or will never use the editor. By meeting the needs of the half who have expressed an interest in creating worlds and including a comprehensive world designed by ourselves, we should be able to meet the needs of those who prefer to spend their time playing content. With only 22% of respondents declaring the feature as not important, we need to do something to address the preferences of the remaining 78%. So we're going to introduce plans for beautification to improve villager happiness. While it won't be a critical high priority feature, it will have a minor impact on gameplay and hopefully make you more proud of your village. Blogging is certainly one area where you rate our performance, with 87% of respondents positive. More than half of the community are either satisfied or very satisfied with the content and format of the blogs. Almost half of the community regularly check the dev blog, with 94% having visited at some point during development. While 7 out of 10 respondents rank quality over frequency, 6 out of 10 have expressed a desire for a new blog either fortnightly or weekly. Unfortunately, due to budgetary constraints, it's not practical to offer a high-quality video blog more than once a month. However, in an effort to meet some of the additional demand, we're going to pilot a text-only mini-blog in between the monthly video blogs. We'll iterate on the format with your feedback and hopefully together we can arrive at an acceptable compromise. Since launch, we've endeavoured to include the community in the development process. The daily forum posts, one-to-one technical support and high-quality video blogs have reaped dividends, with 90% of respondents having a positive response. 65% are either satisfied or very satisfied with our level of engagement and communication, which is terrific. It's been a challenging year since launch, during which we've focused almost exclusively on building the Sandbox Foundation, which set us back an entire year. That means for a while we were unable to provide substantial updates, for which we've suffered. While 66% are somewhat satisfied, satisfied or very satisfied, 34% have been left dissatisfied. Your message that we must try harder has been received loud and clear. Since the release of patch 0.2.0 in December, the patch situation has been gradually improving as promised, and as we approach patch 0.3, we're achieving monthly patches. With the solid Sandbox Foundation now in place, we're in a good position to push forward with meaningful content updates. Being one of our key performance indicators, I plan to invest greater effort into improving our lacklustre performance in this area, in the hope we can perform better when we repeat this question in future surveys. It would appear that the original creative vision remains firmly intact and that development is progressing in the right direction. With 84% expressing a positive opinion and 60% either satisfied or very satisfied that we'll deliver on the game's potential, it appears as a development team we have your confidence and backing. I was pleasantly surprised by this result, reconfirming that while we need to do more to improve patches, we're doing a respectable job. I'd expect more no's as the survey extended to less engaged members of the audience, but even still, this is a strong endorsement. This was perhaps one of the trickier questions to answer. It's not uncommon in the forums for comparisons to be made with other developers in early access, so I was keen to understand how you felt we were measuring up. It's prone to skewing and isn't one of the most robust of survey questions, so I'll simply present the data as is and leave you to draw your own conclusions. As much as I'm a fan of Steam, I'm no fan of the review system for early access games. With long development times, developers can end up with a handful of opinions based on very early builds that often bear no resemblance to the current state of the project. On Folktale, we've suffered at the hands of a few negative reviews posted before any sandbox tech was released. Those sometimes misleading reviews now hog the limelight, turning away potential backers who could help make the game you support even better by funding a larger team. Based on the results of this survey, I'd really like to encourage you to read the reviews, both positive and negative, and if you agree with them, consider rating them up. As it stands, the reviews that are hogging the limelight don't appear to be representative of the opinions that you've expressed in this survey. With 78% of you expressing a positive opinion, we really feel supported by the community. We've got more work to do, especially when it comes to patching, but with your continued support, together we can push on and deliver a fantastic game. I'd like to thank every one of you who took the time to complete the survey. You provided us with a clear picture of where we need to direct our efforts and where we've been doing a good job. Once we've had a chance to make some changes to our process, we'll repeat the survey later in the year and hopefully we'll have improved.